Welcome back, guys, to day 79 of Vibe Coding an App Until I Make $1 Million. Today is a big day. Today is huge, guys, and I'm going to tell you why. We had this new model, Gemini 3 Pro, come out yesterday, and I just made a video on it. You guys saw the video, but I will say that this model is a powerful model, okay? This model is very, very good, and I want to talk a little bit about that just to get us started, but I also want to talk about a couple things that are up on the board as well. But guys, one thing that I will say is that this model is very, very good. I was using it yesterday, 54.6 million tokens yesterday, and I just want to show you guys, look at what it was able to create. So I just kind of showcased this, but we were able to completely reinvent the styling of the homepage of ViewCreator inside of just I don't know, what was it? 3 hours stream. I ended up using the model for maybe 6 hours yesterday, but in terms of what it was able to accomplish in just a very short amount of time, you guys can check this out. And, it just did such a good job that, I have to say that I'm very, very impressed. But we're going to get into that more in a minute. Let me do a couple things on my end to actually get the stream started, and we'll get into this. But yeah, give me 1 second, guys. I need to update a couple things, and we'll get started. But also, something that I want to touch on is I've written up on the board today, focus, because as I've been in this journey, I'm 79 days into it, over $1,400 in revenue. What I'm finding is that, focus is very important, and what you're focused on is incredibly important. And something that I've learned through this process is that, I can't be doing all of these different things at once. If I truly want to accomplish the mission of Vibe Coding an App Until I Make $1 Million, then I need to focus, right? And as you guys know, there's a lot of stuff that I'm working on. There are a lot of different projects that I'm working on. There are a lot of different things that I'm working on. But one thing that I want to note and kind of share with you guys is that, I have to focus on ViewCreator. And the reason why is because ViewCreator is the product that has just incredible potential. This product is going to be able to come into the market to compete with Hootsuite and with Buffer and with these companies that are doing hundreds of millions in revenue. And if we can actually carve out a niche for ViewCreator, we will be able to hit our goal. Pranan, what's up? Blocker, how's it going? Ronald, how's it going? Good morning. For John, what's up? Moncad, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, guys. But let me drop in the link to the Discord. If you guys haven't already joined the Discord, make sure you do so. But yeah, let's get started for the day, guys. We're gonna be grinding. Let's go. All right. All right. So, this is the new update that we have. And back to my point on focus, I want to talk a little bit about our goals and what we want to accomplish today. But when I talk about focus, the big thing that I'm now seeing is that the main focus has to be ViewCreator until we get the revenue to a point where we are generating $5,000 a month in revenue. And I do think that that is coming soon. We're in the process of getting verified by these different platforms, by Meta, by TikTok. We've been verified by YouTube, we've been verified by X, but we're still waiting on, if I go to platforms here, we're still waiting on a few. We're still waiting on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So, I will say I did get a little bit of bad news last night on the verification process for Meta. But the thing is that we will still just continue to push forward, right? Because, back to our goals, it's a goal, long-term goals. Long-term goals right here. The biggest one is ViewCreator 2.0. By January 1st. That is the biggest long-term goal that we have. And actually it's more of a short-term goal, but how fast we're moving, short-term goals are these up here. Short-term goals is every day is valuable here in this series. Every single day matters. Every single day has value. And as you guys have seen from this series, we've been able to move incredibly, incredibly fast. And it's because of that sense of urgency, right? It's because of that almost a maniacal focus, in a maniacal sense of urgency. and it's incredibly important that you have that. But what's up, chat? DSAD, what's going on? Things are going good. Miracure, what's up? Offer John, what's up? But Carter asked, what are tokens? I can talk about that in a second. Hold on. All right. So let's kind of just talk a little bit about, so tokens are what you use for when you're using AI. That's how, like, your build. So, you know, tokens are like, they're not exactly a word, but it's pretty close. I think it's, you know, there is some ratio that people use, but tokens are just what AI consumes and what it outputs, and that's how your build. So for example, you know, your build based on the amount of tokens that you use. So it's like, for example, with Gemini 3, it is $4 per million tokens when the context window is above 1 million tokens. So, or what is it, 200,000 tokens actually? Yeah. So, you know, I'm going to be using Gemini 3 Pro a lot. You know, I just really do like the model. I think it did a great job yesterday. So if I go to localhost over here, you know, there is that new anti-gravity IDE, and I think a lot of people are going to be using that. But for our use case, you know, I don't know. I'm probably not going to be using it a ton, to be honest. Hold on, let me get my other monitor on. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think that, you know, something that's very important for us to all be on the same page about is that the main focus is ViewCreator, and we have to move forward with marketing. So let's get into today's goals. So day 79, I've already done these two. I just had these up for my own purpose. I've already created the Gemini 3 Pro video. I've already scheduled 5 shorts to bridge mine. So the first thing that we're going to tackle is we are actually going to, what do we want to tackle first? Let's focus today on polishing this website, the new updated website. Because this is a huge goal for us, you know, as we spend more time marketing and as we spend more time actually pushing ViewCreator, you know, like as you guys know, the main mission, like for the past couple days or the past couple weeks or the past couple months has not been driving revenue. It's actually building ViewCreator. You know, you have to build a product that you can market, right? So, you know, now that we have a marketable product that has enough demoable features, as you guys know, you know, we are now spending more and more time actually marketing the product. Jesse Pinkman, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Oren Dev said that I heard that the anti-gravity app is not going to be free in the future. Oh yeah, probably not. I mean, I bet Google saw that Cursor had a $30 billion valuation and they were like, all right, let's get on this. We actually kind of need, I mean, 30 billion is not nothing. But hey, there's a reason that Cursor is valued at this much, and that's because Cursor is probably the superior IDE, like 100%. I don't think I will not be using any other IDE other than Cursor for a while. Like, as you guys know, I personally canceled my Codex, my ChatGPT Pro, and I canceled my Claude Max, and I just said, hey, I'm just going to use Cursor all the time now. I think it's just a superior vibe coding experience. I really do. So let me pull up chat here. But guys, if you're just tuning in, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're going to be going for a while today. Yeah, startup won't build itself. All right, so let's get the grind going today. Yeah. So the goals. So we need to polish this new site. We did a lot of work on it yesterday. I'm very happy with where we were able to get with it, but we still have some more work to do with that. Also big today is going to be the marketing stream. So the day 2 marketing, that's going to be the day 2 marketing ViewCreator. So that's going to be, actually that's going to be a little bit further down. We'll do that later because that's going to be essentially a second stream today based on just marketing. But for just coding, what do I want to focus on today? I want to polish the new site. I want to polish, there was an error on the carousel upload. So I'll show this to you guys, but there was an error that it was actually got us hurt on the verification process for Meta, which is okay. But yeah, we did have an error that we're gonna have to visit there today. So polish the website, that's probably gonna take a lot of our time today. Error on the carousel upload, TikTok polish. And then, all right. And here's my thinking, guys. So I also wrote up here LinkedIn integration, okay? And here's my thought process, okay? You know, we are in the process of actually getting ViewCreator to the point where it's verified so that, you know, any user can actually integrate with the features that we have, right? So ViewCreator is now coming into the market as this right here, you know, your command center for social media growth. And the reason that it is that way is because we have now integrated with these third-party APIs so that users can actually publish and post and manage content directly from ViewCreator. So only BS, yes, it is. Jesse Pigman, thanks for dropping the Discord link. All right. Hung, yeah, it is. Yeah, the man in the arena. All right, so let's get to work, guys. I'm going to lower the desk down. You know, let's start to just knock out these things. Let's get some agents going for us. But we have a lot of work to do today, and let's just lock in and get some stuff done, right? All right. Let's go. All right, so this new website was really incredible. Pranan, yeah, so Pranan actually recommended add the typewriter effect. We'll see how it looks. I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. Add the typewriter effect on this header text. I don't know what that'll look, but we'll use Gemini 3 Pro for this. But yeah, you guys are going to start seeing me use Gemini 3 Pro a lot more. I think that it's probably the best UI model. So here, I want to update this a little bit. So this here, update this to, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, it is crazy. Like, look at what it did. I mean, this is what it created. I mean, that's pretty cool. That is not, yeah. Oren Dev said that the front end is beautiful. Yeah. I mean, we did this with Gemini 3 Pro. I mean, it's really is incredible what we were able to accomplish with it. So one thing that we're going to need to note is that, you know, we've now been verified for YouTube and X, but it's still pending for TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So we're going to start spending a lot more time doing marketing. But I will say, you know, that's going to be for our marketing stream. So we're going to have a vibe coding related stream, and then we're going to have a marketing related stream, right? So later on today, I'm going to be doing a marketing stream. No, this is not Xcode. This is Cursor. So let's go here, and let's just kind of think through. I mean, things look good here, but one thing that I want to note is, where's our sitemap? How is our sitemap being generated in the app ViewCreator UI? I need you to review the app ViewCreator UI. And this is actually, I have a recommendation. Oh, so I have a recommendation. Let's pause this. I have, so this is from W. Dan. I don't know if he's here, but he actually taught me about LLMs.txt files. I need you to then research the best practices for LLM.txt files so that our site is readable and properly set up to be easily processable for LLMs and be optimized for GEO. So I don't know if you guys know what that is, but you know, basically what an LLM.txt file is, it's essentially SEO. Like, you know how you guys have a robots.txt file? An LLM.txt file is for easier scraping for LLMs. So this was a recommendation from W. Dan, and he said, hey, you know, if you have this, you know, I think it's a great way that you can, you know, be able to get that. Yeah, Gemini is now a Bridgemine approved model. Yeah, I love the model, guys. I love the model. Here's the typewriter effect that it just did. I don't really like it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the typewriter effects. Yeah, I don't like that. I think it's ugly. Because it already has an animation. Mo Gamer said they will improve it over time. The potential is there. Yeah, I actually do agree with that. You know, the anti-gravity, I'm not going to use it. You know, it seems to me like they're like, oh, Cursor got 30 billion. They're like, oh shoot. I mean, that's not nothing, right? So, I mean, I can see that Google's probably going to be launching a lot more products, you know. All right, so get started. We get redirected. I mean, things are they are looking so great now that I'm just really happy with what we've done, to be completely honest with you guys. I'm excited to do more and more on the marketing side. But let's go over to profiles here. And let's actually see for the analytics side of things, like if I add the bridge mind in this and this, like what does this actually look like? If I save this and then I go back over to analytics, so it renders in my analytics here. The graph doesn't look that good, so let's do a new agent here and have this update this graph. I mean, it probably looks good on light mode, right? Yeah, I don't know about that. Droid Tech, what's up? Jesse said do a fade in and out animation. Orendev said if I already make Android apps, should I buy a MacBook Pro so I can expand to iOS 2? Is it worth it? I mean, I'm a huge Mac person, so I will always say get a Mac. I used to be a Windows person, and I switched over, and I'll just never go back. I have this, this Omen, and this is decent. It's got like a 4070 in it or something like that, or maybe a 4090, something decent, it's a 4070 because I haven't upgraded since I switched completely over to Mac, and I switched completely over to Mac, and now I run a Mac Studio M3 Ultra, which is just actually incredible. This graph does not look good. Change the color of it and the styling of it. All right, so review this. Can we create, once deployed, this will be accessible via llms.txt. Okay. Analyze project structure. Okay. Yeah, full Apple setup. All right. Also, I have some DoorDash. Looks like it's actually here. All right, I gotta go grab my DoorDash from downstairs. Guys, all right, you know what's funny? I haven't eaten this morning. It's 11:30 and I haven't eaten because I woke up and I immediately got to work and I've been working all morning and I literally have not had time to eat. So I got some DoorDash because I was like, well, shoot, I got to stream, but I got to. So give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go grab some food downstairs. I'll be back. 2 minutes. All right, guys, we're back. We're back. All right, what's good? Yeah. Yeah, I had a DoorDash. Been working all morning. All right. That looks a little bit better, right? Watch time. What do you guys think of that? So here's what an LLMs.txt file looks like. mean, that's decent. All right. Remember all these tool pages? Forgot that these even existed. Like, if we go to this, and we go to, like, tools. All right, this now needs to be completely redesigned, right? I mean, it's not terrible. Sarah Caffeine, let's go. All right, I'm going to be eating for a second, chat, but I'll get to your questions. All right, I'm eating, guys, so I'll be a minute. So, I mean, like, this page can probably be completely revamped. Completely redesign this page with less text-heavy components and more component-driven components, and update it to have a styling similar to the home page of the site. Completely redesign this and bring it to life with the new theme. No, there's gonna be no vibe coding mukbang. Sorry, guys. No vibe coding mukbang. I'm gonna put you guys over the FBI cam. But you know, this is a really good test of Gemini 3. It's like, so this was we haven't touched this page in a long time, right? And you can see, yeah. So Enrique asked how Gemini 3 is this morning. I mean, yeah, I really like this new model. You guys are gonna see me use it a lot more. I just really like it, especially for UI. So, you know, let's just give it a shot here. I don't know why it just, let's do a reshot. But, you know, let's see what it does here on this page while I'm eating. Just give it some nice UI updates. Jesse said FBI open up. All right, so hold up. So something that Sarah Caffeine said, because of you and your stream, I built an AI agent for municipalities to manage their contracts and invoices using artificial intelligence. I presented it to the municipality in my area. That's awesome, dude. Congrats. That's amazing. Thanks, Sharon. Harvey King said GEO optimization agency sounds like a good idea. Oh, yeah. Harvey said that front-end devs going homeless. I mean, if you're a front-end dev, then I would recommend using Gemini 3 inside of your workflow. You know, it's like, all right, so Gemini 3 Pro is going to totally revamp this page, all right? And, you know, from what I've seen, you know, it's really good at UI. Like the best model for UI that we've ever seen, that we've ever had. So it's cheaper than Claude. It's much cheaper than Opus. Still cheaper than Sonnet as well. You know what's funny? Oh, wow, look at that. You know what I don't like, though? Or I guess it's, yeah. That's, like, really laggy. We're going to need to change that. All right, hold on, let's go back. So YouTube automation made simple. Ooh. These buttons, not good. These buttons do not follow the correct styling. Use the primary and secondary buttons. You don't think it's fast enough, Sarah Caffeine? I think it's faster than GPT 5.1. Faster than GPT 5.1, slower than Claude Sonnet. Posit you, what's up? Alright guys, I'm eating right now because I haven't eaten yet. But once we eat, we're going to lock in hard. Facts No Care said that Google's bringing out an image generator that spits out 4K coherent images. They can't stop with the W's. Yeah. I mean, I am a finance guy, so did you guys see that did you guys see the Google stock? Look at this. This is how you know the model's good. Look at that. That's insane. Look at the past 5 days. What do I just turn into, like a livestock trader? But speaking of the image model, look what it says. It says Nano Banana is coming soon. You guys see that? Apparently Nano Banana 2 is coming soon. I don't think we've heard anything yet, right? When is Nano Banana going to be released? I mean, yeah, it's expected in November. Yeah. Nano Banana 2 is being prepped for release in Gemini's Google iOS app. Gemini 3 Pro will launch alongside the new Nano Banana. So that'll be really interesting to try inside of ViewCreator, right? We'll just change that. Stock trader energy. I mean, I'm a finance bro turned tech vibe coder bro, but I'm not really. I don't know. Alright. Okay, that looks a lot better. Thank you. I mean, guys, like, Gemini 3 Pro does hit it. Sarah Caffeine said the results are satisfactory, but still an Anthropic fan. Guys, I don't know. I mean, Anthropic wouldn't be able to do it like this. For the hero background, on this page, make it so that the only icons that show are the YouTube ones. Not the other icons, only YouTube. So, do you guys see? I mean, this is really, really cool. Alright. For the navbar animations, for the navbar dropdowns, remove the animations. They are just a little bit slow when I hover over features. Just make it immediate. Make it snappy and fast. So, like this right here, this animation, do you guys notice just, I mean, the animation, it's fine, but on hover, I just want it to be immediate. You know, there's no reason for these slow animations. But one thing that I have noticed is, do you guys notice that, watch this, inside of cursor, do you guys notice the lag? Do you guys notice that lag? Like when I tried it in my browser, it was fine, but then the lag inside of the browser tool, inside of cursor, isn't super, super good. Just like an interesting thing to note. Oh. Alright guys, I'm done eating, So I'm gonna go put, I have a little bit of leftover, so I'm gonna go put these in my fridge, and then I'm gonna be back, and we're about to lock in. So if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We've got plenty of hours ahead of us. We're gonna grind today, guys. Let's get it. All right, I'll be back. All right, let's go. All right, so let's see. Is that now snappy? Oh yeah, that's snappy. I like that. It's just a little bit laggy before. Oh, do you see that bug though? All right, hold up. Check this out. Now when I try and hover though, all right. I like that, but the issue is that now when I hover over, for example, features or platforms or resources, and it shows the drop down, as soon as I move my cursor off of that, the drop down goes away. Review this logic and make sure that that is fixed. Like, I don't even know what's causing that, but I'm explaining with real words what's happening. And, you know, I think that, you know, the better thing to do is, like, as these models get smarter, hopefully they just start to better understand, like, you know, non-technical people. So whereas I don't really understand the technical specifics of the div or the HTML or the JSX elements, you know, hopefully, you know, this model and these models, as they continue to get better, they're going to get better at stuff like that, right? I mean, I think it's super important. So let's see here. All right, there we go. Hung said, yeah, cursor, yeah, they have a $30 billion valuation. So valuation is, yeah, valuation is just how much the company is worth. So they raised money at a $30 billion valuation, which is insane, guys. I mean, that is a very, very high valuation. That's incredible. Good for them. But Google was like, yeah, we need to start cleaning up on that. All right, did it fix that? Yeah, guys, so one-shot fix. One-shot fix. I mean, that's incredible. All right, pause it. You said, hey, Bridge, I recently got a new PC and 32-inch monitor, which I'm quite happy about. Been using laptops my whole life. Yeah, I like monitors way more. Like the actual desk setup. I mean, obviously, I like them. All right. Now do the same thing with these other tools pages that you just did with the YouTube tools page. So this is like a good test of the Gemini 3. I mean, like, for example, there are 5 of these pages, okay? Like, if I pull up the file, let's look at the files right here, right? So if I go here and I expand this, right? And I go to, it's the ViewCreator UI, and we can go to the pages directory. Oh, too many. Hold up. Components, close. All right, so pages, and then we can go to tools, and you guys see there's all these different tools pages. So I'm just going to drop these in because it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We already did YouTube. What's the one that we're missing? Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X. X right here. All right, perfect. Yeah, Google, that was a really impressive rollout from Google. Prana said, if I want to make something similar to ViewCreator, like scheduling social media marketing, how do I start? Any suggestions using cursor? yeah, I mean, I would say that, I've documented the whole process, but, a good place to start is building the functionality with the APIs in their sandboxes. You definitely have to do that. All right, guys, who wants to do push-ups? W's in the chat if you guys want to do push-ups. We're going to stand up here. Let's stand up. Who wants to do some push-ups? W's in the chat. All right, Sheriff asks, you're using Gemini 3 Pro from subscription usage or usage as you go? Yeah, so this is, we're using Gemini 3 Pro inside of my Cursor Ultra plan. Yesterday, I used 56 or 54.6 million or 56.4 million, I don't know, maybe over 50 million tokens on Gemini 3 Pro. And it pretty much was able to do a complete revamp of the entire ViewCreator marketing website in less than 3 hours. I was very, very impressed. I really like this model, guys. And it's like kind of funny because, I'm not like gassing this up, all right? I'm genuinely being serious. Like, this is a good model, guys. I can tell. I've been vibe coding for thousands of hours over the past several years. And I will say that this model is very, very good. And with that said, guys, come on, Bridge Army, let's train up. Let's hit some push-ups. I'm going to hit 50. Let's go. Let's go. Who did them with me? Sorry, said bro, sponsored by Google. Imagine. That's funny. P Visual Pass asked, how much money have I lost till now? I lost about 4,000. Yeah, 4,000. So, there really should be hover effects there. This looks so good now, though. DSAT said bros token maxing. Yeah. So let's see, it did the Facebook one. So if we go to our Facebook tools now, so tools / Facebook. This is what it did. I mean, it really didn't give the grid layout that we wanted. That's interesting. Johnny Johnson said, when is the stream overlay with your company's in loop animation? I need to do that. It's crazy because, we've had so much success so fast that it's been hard. One thing I will say is, like, there is some truth to the idea that you don't want to be too successful too quickly, if that makes sense. Because you're gonna, if that happens, you do experience, like, growing pains. But, if it's slow and it's difficult, you slowly get better and better over time. Poll said, I just joined the live stream. Can you tell me what you're doing? Yeah, so right now we're using Gemini 3 Pro. Today is day 79 of Vibe Coding an app until I make $1 million. Over the past few months, we have built ViewCreator, which is an open beta with over 800 users now. We have a variety of users on paying subscriptions, but we really haven't yet really pushed on marketing and driving revenue. As you guys know, we now have a new series on this channel where it's literally just called, it's called Day X using ViewCreator to market ViewCreator until I have 500 paying users. And I'm going to be doing that today, later on this evening. But this is such a good platform now that I can actually use it to manage a variety of different social media platforms from ViewCreator. So, that's going to be really cool as we continue to do that. But I'm definitely happy about it. I think we've come a long way. All right. But yeah, if you guys are new around here and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Gamer Clash said 3 Pro is beast UI as expected. Yeah, crazy on the UI. Very, very good on the UI. Just so I would say this is by far. It's just so good at UI. I mean, watch this. Well, guys, watch this. And I'm gonna be doing a lot of UI today, just because this is such a good model with UI that we can very, very quickly revamp and recreate, the styling on all of this. Completely re-envision and rethink the user interface and the look of the blog page. Completely reinvent it to be highly modern, use ShadCN, be fully responsive, and have proper spacing, padding, and margin, and completely restyle it. Like, I'm just having it be creative, right? Like, I'm not giving it anything, really. I'm just like, yeah, do this. Let's see what it does. Sorry1 asked, did you touch the code at all? Nope. Sir Knight said, I did 50. Definitely got to get back in shape. Haven't done that in a while. 50 is a lot. Yeah, I did 50 too. Well, I did 50 as well. All right, so let's see what it does on the blog page. It's going good, Jose. What's up? Johnny Johnson said, it's funny how the haters were judging your landing page, and as soon as Gemini 3 dropped, they are silenced. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I missed it. Did I already do anything, or I literally wasn't looking? All right, Gamer Class said one of the powerful things on it is understanding images and videos and make that design from the image or video. Yeah. Yeah, this is Cursor. So here's the update. It just dropped it in. I mean, there's a lot of cards, right? Can we have it right like a ton? So how this works is I don't use the backend for blogs, and maybe I should. That's probably a best practice, but sometimes when you're doing the SEO blogs, it's much easier to just have a blogs directory. Like if you guys go to my public, you can see that there's actually a blogs directory. And here, I just enter this and I say, review my blogs directory in complete depth. As you can see, right now there are a limited number of blogs that are old. Keep the existing blogs consistent, but create way more blogs that use keywords relating to content creation, AI content creation automation, managing social medias, and how ViewCreator loops into all of that. Use ViewCreator on each blog and pack it full of keywords, integrate best SEO practices, and create a much more robust blog system where we have at least 100 blogs. 100 blogs. 100 blogs, guys. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's actually nice. Did you guys see that? So one thing, this is new from Cursor. So that's actually very, very nice. So I had this entered. I don't know if you guys just picked up on that, but I had this entered right over here. And I had it entered inside of another agent. But when I clicked new agent, it kept that input and just redirected it to the new agent, which is very, very nice. So we're going to create 100 SEO blogs. Do not stop creating blogs until there are 100 total. All right, and then we're gonna switch the context. Okay, it's already on max mode. Maybe we should do, let's just do 100. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's Whisper Flow. Which shortcut do you have your Whisper Flow? It's my FN key. I think that Gemini 3 is, I mean, they're all like, all right, hold up. All right, so Pranan asks, which agent is better, Composer, GPT 5.1, or Gemini 3.0? So it's like, guys, at the point that we're at now, like, you know, you can't really say this is the best agent or like this is the best one, right? Because there's different use cases for each agent. Like, for example, you know, you need to be able to sometimes use a very, very fast model like Composer 1. You know, you need to be able to have a model think significantly and have high latency like GPT 5.1 has. And then you also sometimes need models that are very good at UI or very good, you know, it's like there's a place for all these models in different ways. All right, so let's now do this. I need you to integrate pagination into the blogging system and also a nice grid layout. Note that there are no thumbnails for these images or these blogs, so update that as well. There are no thumbnails, so there should be no images. All right, so I want to integrate pagination. Like, I don't want all these to render in at the same time. But if you guys are new here and you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I'm live every single day. I take very minimal amounts of days off, and right now we are at 7,547 subscribers. So if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Also, we have a Discord server. So if you have not already joined our Discord server, it is a community of vibe coders and builders. Over 840 members now, which is crazy, the amount of growth that we're experiencing. And it's a great community, so I highly recommend that you join. There is a link pinned in the chat as well as in the description down below. Imperium, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Things are going good around here. Facts No Care said, honestly, there's never been a best model. Google is top tier for most reasoning questions. Google search, image recognition, coding, you still probably want Sonnet 4.5 as the code is usually cleaner. Yeah. Sorry, said you were at like 6K yesterday, bruh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're growing super fast. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so platforms, are these pages, how are these looking now? So maximize your impact on, okay, one that I really didn't like was, it was TikTok. TikTok, yeah, TikTok was bad. I don't like the styling on this page because I don't like the dark gradient that it uses or the dark background that it uses on the live trend intelligence, catch trends before they peak section. Completely change this to be more modern and follow the theme of the site. Remove this dark theme. Oops. All right, nice. All right, so redesign the blog page. So this one, what is this doing? Oh. Okay, please fix this so that the sitemap is updated when I run npm run build. Thank you. All right. Facts No Care. Yeah, Sir Knight said anti-gravity needs a lot of work. Yeah, you know, I tried it for 30 minutes, and my perspective on it is, hey, cool. You know, that's cool. But, guys, not something that you need to start using immediately. Give them some time. Nice. There we go. Completely redesign this page with our new look and styling that you can see on the home page of the site. You can remove this animation on the hero and also have like previews of the agentic functionality and components like we do have on the home page. I really like that styling, so update the agents page completely. Also, you can remove this animation completely from the site. That's in the background of the agent hero. It's crazy. And really, guys, the reason that we're doing this is because, and this is really cool, Gemini 3 is so good at styling now that it's now empowered us to be able to revamp the ViewCreator.ai website. It's so powerful now that we can use it, and it's going to be able to one-shot most things. So if you guys haven't already tried the model, I encourage you to do so. I think it's really good, guys. All right, where's the index? Here. Agents page here. All right, perfect. Gamer Clash said, but Gemini Pro is still in preview, so it will be better in like 2 weeks. Yeah. Yep. Spot on. All right, how many blog pages did we create? All right. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. All right, hold up. We need to remove this, though. I don't like this section because there's just a bunch of tags to choose from. Remove it, please. Look at that. How many blogs did it create? Where's the one that's working on the blogs? Did it already finish? Expand and optimize blog direct. How many did it create? Created 77 new blogs. Oh, jeez. But it didn't actually like create them, right? Yeah, I didn't really. Oh, jeez. All right, that's not good. Okay, so it ran a script. Okay. So it did create a lot of blogs, but didn't actually create the content for them. So look at this. Interesting. I need you to actually update the content and add the content respectively. Actually write content that is detailed and keyword filled and at least 1,500 words. Write them one at a time. All right. Yeah, the tags are nice. It wasn't their cards, so technically, yeah, it's like it created the JSON files, which it's pulling out of, so. All right, let's go over here. So like if I click on one of these, I mean, it's got some. I mean, guys, look what it did. What the heck? Is it all the same content, though? What the heck? I don't even know how it did this. It did it very fast. Sheriff, no, that's WhisperFlow. You can use it on Windows as well, right? You can use WhisperFlow on Windows. All right, so let's go back over to the agents page. You guys remember agents? Let's go here. Wow. Oh, that's sick. That's so sick. All right, so this, we want to delete this. Delete this component. I don't like it. Completely redesign and rebuild this component. Delete the existing file and rebuild it from scratch. Yeah, so this was, okay, so this is actually a good example. So, for example, this isn't candy, it's carrots. Okay, Tax No Care said you can use WhisperFlow on Windows. Thank you. SyncDev said publishing my first app on the Play Store. Currently, it is in review. Congrats, man. That's awesome. Keep going. Yeah, the blog page is nice. W's in the chat, guys. This is huge. Gemini 3 completely changing the game. Very, very happy about this model. Did that annoying button thing again. So just deleted that. Perfect. So now to redesign it. W carrots, let's go. If you guys are new here and you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're growing super fast. And we have one of the biggest vibe coding communities on the internet. So I don't really like what it did. What is this? Like, what I don't like is I don't like this social media content agent in the window there. It's an ugly preview. It's dark. I need you to actually redesign it completely. Don't redesign it based off of the existing preview. Literally just completely reinvent it based off of what the actual page looks like. And then I'm going to drop in the builder page. So the builder, so agents builder, I just dropped in that page so I could say, hey, here's what the actual agents builder page looks like. Now go and update it. And just as a reminder for all of you that are watching, we are using Gemini 3 Pro. Scrimpin asked, is Gemini 3 better than GPT 5.1? I do think it's better. And I'm going to tell you why. GPT 5.1, the latency on it is too high. You know, they did this this GPT 5.1 update, which is great. You know, hey, GPT 5.1, everybody cheers, new model, yada, yada. One thing I don't like personally, the latency is too high. So, you know, I'll use it, but I'll use it when I know, okay, that agent's going to be working for like 15 minutes. You know, and Gemini Pro is a little bit different. All right. What did it do here? Generate bulk blogs? Now stop worrying about the generate bulk blogs. Actually go into the individual JSON files and update accordingly. It'll have a mobile app. Yeah, it'll have a mobile app, but for now, I think web only is the play. Thanks, Jesse. Let's go, chat. All right, push-up time. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go, guys. This is a quick 25 to get the endorphins going. All right, redesign the agent. So let's see what it did here. That is a lot better. That is much, much better. All right, we don't need the nodes, though. All right, you guys see what it's doing? Guys, that is so sick. All right, it was literally able to go to that page and see what it looks like. And then be like, all right, so we need to change it to look like this. Review what this looks like now. I need you to update it to make it better. Right now, the nodes are just a little bit distracting. It doesn't have to look exactly like the agent builder page, but just be a preview in one that's responsive, that doesn't have things that are overlapping, but gives users an image of what our agentic system looks like. Fire. What do I use the PC for? Yeah, so the PC, so if I go back here, so the PC here, so for those of you that know my background, I am an entrepreneur. I've started several different startups. The biggest startup that I've been a part of was the one prior to this one. It was an online therapy company called Bright Choice. At this company, I was a co-founder and CEO, and we did have significant investment, and we scaled the company. I had to write 2 million lines of code in under 6 months to be able to build a HIPAA-compliant software platform, an online therapy platform. We scaled it to over 30 therapists. We had a marketing team. We had a couple more engineers that I was leading. And we had a sales team. And earlier this year, I decided to leave Bright Choice and pursue my dream with BridgeMind. It took me a couple months to be able to work out what I wanted to do with BridgeMind. As BridgeMind, I actually technically started BridgeMind before Bright Choice, and I left BridgeMind to join and lead Bright Choice. And then after working at Bright Choice for over a year, I decided to go back to BridgeMind because I knew that vibe coding was the future of development, and that I would be able to be a pioneer in that industry. And after 79 days, as you guys can see, my plan has been executed accordingly. And, there's much to come. We're going to be able to automate social media marketing with the same thoughts and logic and approach that we have had with AI coding and how that has completely revolutionized the way that developers work. The same thing is going to happen in these other areas, and it's up to developers to be able to create the technology to be able to do that. And what ViewCreator is it's going to be a command center for social media growth. It's an all-in-one AI platform where users can come, whether they're a content creator or a brand, and they're able to actually manage all of their platforms from one place, and it is going to be an AI-first company, which means that whenever there's a new model, whenever there's new technology, we are going to be the first people to integrate with it. So if you guys want to watch that, this is what we're doing to get to $1 million. And guys, $1 million is not, it sounds like a lot, but it's not. When you have a tenacity and a will to succeed and an unrelenting drive, there's nothing that's going to stop you from achieving your vision. So, I truly do believe that. And I think that there's nothing that actually stands in our way. So I'm live every single day. So if you're new here and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so and join the Discord, because we are building the #1 vibe coding community on the internet in our Discord. Provider overload. Look at that. Let's try again. Oh, this actually, it already updated it, so kind of sad that it failed, but all right, so let's go back here. All right, so let's go to this here, AI agents, and then this here. Let's see, how responsive is it? So, and that's the thing, is this is Gemini 3. One example of why this model is so good is because, it's able to whip this stuff up very, very quickly. And I'm just very, very impressed by it. Make it so that this interface is actually interactable. Oh, Cam's NYC, what's up, man? He said, love the landing page updates. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you, by the way. Hope you're doing good. What, did you guys see that update that just took place? Is there another agent working on this? Redesign agents page. Oh, it's this one here. Oh, wow. So this one's actually still working. Let's see. Oh, wow. Oh, geez. All right, this actually, it's not really needed. It doesn't really need to show this here. Like, this isn't really needed. The magnifying glass isn't really needed. Yeah, Discord for the vibe coding community. Yeah, it's the Discord link's in the description, as well as the it's pinned to the chat. But guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. All right, let's get it, chat. All right, it's really not needed. Make sure that the primary and secondary UI buttons are used here. Right now, the buttons do not use the correct styling. Correct styling. So also there's a bunch of pages that just need to be created. So the AI content generator. So that should not be. All right, hold up. So watch this, guys. So I'm gonna do @roots.ts. Make sure that's in the correct directory. So this, create a new AI content generator page that this link will redirect to. This page should be styled similar to the @index. Oh, there's too many indexes and index pages in it, so I'm gonna have to. And this is one reason why Cursor is so good, is because, you know, hey, you have everything that you need inside of a singular IDE with their agent editor. And guys, I don't take sponsors, so the things that I say, I'm gonna be honest, you guys should be listening to them, okay? Because I'm not bought and paid for, okay? So when you guys hear something from me, it's not BS, okay? I have no sponsors. I'm not bought and paid for. Cursor is the #1 IDE. In my opinion, I think that there are workflows. Yeah, Cam said I'm moving to Cursor today to see how that works for a week or two. I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend that. Pack it with keywords and components. Do not make it text heavy. Make it fully responsive. And in the page, have content related to how the playground works. I'm literally going to drop in the playground page. So this is the page where users are able to create content with AI. Ranganth, how's it going? Yusuf, how's it going? Definite Code, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, guys. Good to see you. Pack it with keywords. Okay, so this is all about being able to generate content with AI. So there should be examples of AI images and AI videos embedded into this page that show what can be created using ViewCreator, and it should be modernly styled and use the correct themes and the correct fonts and be incredibly responsive. All right. Quinto said, I work with low-level systems. Cursor is no help for me. Why not? Definite Code said, I like how thoroughly you can reference context your project here. Yeah, Definite Code, that's such a good point. You know, it's like when I was using anti-gravity, not it. Like, not a fan of anti-gravity myself. Pranay, I'll look into that. Thank you. Hope said, I have seen it growing even more consumed, ever more use cases being solved. In my opinion, it's evolving to something better than before. Yeah, you know, with Cursor 2.0, you know, it's interesting because, like, what's interesting is that, you know, on YouTube and on these different places, right, you'll have these content creators that there's a new drop and they just like meat ride the new drop, right? Like they will literally, like, for views, they'll be trying to pump the new drop because it's good for them, right? So they'll make up a whole bunch of nonsense about what they think of the model, but at the end of the day, they're a content creator and they're not a, let's just call it a professional vibe coder. And that's the reason, that's what I'm trying to accomplish with this series and with this channel and everything that we're doing, is that, you know, I make it so that everything that I'm doing and that I'm saying, guys, I'm not doing it to drive views. Currently, I've actually demonetized the YouTube channel, and that may be a good thing or a bad thing. We'll see. But I have demonetized the YouTube channel. I'm not trying to make money from YouTube. I'm just sharing the journey, sharing the mission, and proving what's possible with AI. Now, Snow the Vibe Dev said anti-gravity core tram is from Windsurf. It will be good eventually. Yeah, probably. I agree with that. I mean, that's Google, right? So, or you said the core team is from Windsurf. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I think it'll eventually be good, right? But is it smart to be like one of the first early adopters of anti-gravity right now when you have tools like Cursor? I would say probably not. Danny said, dropping in, what have we learned today? Well, Danny, what we've learned is this new model is very good. I'm not a fan of anti-gravity myself, but the new model is very, very good, Danny. What do you think? Facts No Care said, I think the only devs that are going to be pushed out are junior devs. Older ones know how to actually program and use these tools for the best, but new school coders rely too much on AI. Yeah, I kind of disagree with that. So Facts No Care is basically saying that junior devs are going to be the ones impacted, and I would actually say it could potentially be the opposite. Okay, so here's the page that it created. Wow. Let's look at this in Google Chrome so we can have an expanded view of it. So this is the page that I just created. So we wanted to create a... Okay, so it did create it file generator. So that's an error. This is incorrect. There we go. XLI said that anti-gravity is hard limiting rates right now. Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's like almost unusable, right? But back to that, my point about, you know, if junior devs are going to be the one pushed out or if senior devs are going to be the ones pushed out, it's not one or the other, in my opinion. It's literally just who can use AI the best, period. Okay? You know, if a junior dev is incredibly good at using AI and being able to prototype very quickly, they are going to be better than a senior dev, like 100%. Wow. Woohoo! Look at that, guys. That is sick. So that kind of nailed it. It's using stock, right? But that's okay. I do not want you to use purple. I want you to actually use the styling and theme of the website. Use that blue that you see. Slav Zoot said, do you do one-on-one open coaching sessions? I've literally just declined a 6-figure job offer because I want to give myself a fair chance at starting something of my own that I dreamed about for years. Yeah, so I'll be honest, my time is like incredibly limited. I have no time. As you guys know, my business is losing money right now. So I am in like a huge push to actually get this to a point where in 2026, like 2026 is going to be our year, guys. You know, like I look at it and I shared a minute ago about, you know, Bright Choice and what has happened and when I started doing Bridgemind and why I started doing it. And, you know, one thing that's very important for you guys to understand is that the way that I perceive this is that we're in the very early days of this journey. And, you know, there's things like we're doing with the marketing where later on today, we're going to be doing a marketing stream where I'm literally just going to be using ViewCreator to create marketing videos. And we're going to be posting from ViewCreator and actually using the product and actually doing like internal UGC and all these things. But right now, you know, things are tough. Like from my end, you know, I'm putting in 70 to 80 hour weeks. I'm hanging out with no friends. Very limited time with family. I am giving this my absolute all, guys, because I believe that that's what it takes. Remove the icon here on this button. But, you know, where I'm going with that is, you know, I would love to do like open coaching sessions, or I would love to do these things. But guys, I wrote up on the board, this is a reason as well, is focus. Right? And what I've realized is that if we want to hit our goal of making $1 million through vibe coding, ViewCreator is going to help us get there. It's not going to be anything else. It's not going to be YouTube revenue. It's not going to be Bridgemind.ai revenue. It's not going to be Vibe Academy. What I've realized is that I need to focus and I need to truly lock in on ViewCreator. Man, it keeps doing these. Make sure that you use the primary and secondary buttons for this. Dan said, what about our 2 a.m. coding sessions? I thought that was a friend hangout vibe. Wait, what do you mean? I mean, yeah. I've got one close friend. I mean, you know, I'm all for relationships, but just you know, in terms of where I'm at right now, you know, a lot of the people that I used to know in my past life, oh man, did not, you know, they just were not on they're not on the same grind as me. Like, I'm all about vibe coding and business and entrepreneurship, so. I mean, I don't know why it did. It should be using these buttons here. All right, let's see here. Chat. Definite Code said, if you think about it, you are basically directing a team of coders. I think AI actually promotes people who use it properly to be a manager, owner, rather than an employee. Yeah, 100%. Gamer Class said, tell him to make it clean. I like how he says a pronoun. He said him. Shout out to Gamer Clash. He's treating them like people. I mean, guys, AI writes. Yeah. Yeah, Danny said, just joking, locking in at this level requires filtering out the noise. You've got inertia building. Yeah, I mean, there was a, guys, there was this girl, right? And this girl, she pretty much, there's like a family friend, right? And this girl, I mean, she's, I don't really know her that well, but she basically was like, she gave me her number and she was like, text me, right? And, you know, I have a decision of whether or not I want to embrace a distraction and embrace something that's going to draw my attention away from the mission. And honestly, I'm just not really interested in embracing anything that's going to, you know, draw my attention away from the vision and what we were doing, you know? It's like, hey, I think when you have something that you're trying to pursue, you need to give it your all. You need to focus. And right now, yeah, I'm fully focused. I'm fully locked in. All right, tools library. Completely reinvent the tools page with the new styling as well. Completely redesign it. Offer John said, you in the community, bro, thousands of people are watching. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, did this actually fix that AI content generator? Why is this link not good? Okay. Image to video. I mean, I don't know, is image to video really even needed? Dan, that's a good point. He said that I think a project rule dedicated style guide could be a great reference here, holding the shad CN buttons and other components you like, primary hexes, etc. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, I thought I already had it. I guess maybe it was another project. Create a... All right, so what I'm gonna do now is, you know, shout out to WDan, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a style guide. I actually thought I already had one, but I must not, or at least we'll create another one to at least reference with this new styling, right? So reference to the uniform button, primary colors, and theme, etc., in order to create uniform on theme styles and pages. Create a style guide.md file and reference it in agents.md for this project. So I'm also going to have the agents.md then reference the style guide.md. Do you guys see what I'm doing there? Johnny Johnson said at one point, image to video will be important. Google VO3 might come quick. Yeah, so image to video is probably going to be the biggest out of, you know, if you look at all of the different AI tools that are currently in progress, image to video is incredibly important, because with image to video, for example, you can drop in a picture of your face. I mean, guys, if you guys remember this, let's open iMovie real quick, because I want to bring back this up for anybody that's watching. Let's go here. So if we go over to look at all my verification demos, you know, this is what I was able to create. What was it? Maybe a month ago, and this was with, what was it? VO3.
Hey, I'm Matthew, founder of ViewCreator. With AI, we turn your ideas into viral content, fast. That's our focus. Try ViewCreator free today. And yes, The video you're watching was created using ViewCreator.
So, that's what we were able to create a month ago, and that video cost about $8, okay? Because it was 2 8-second videos with audio using, or I guess it was, maybe $7 or $6.80, something like that, right? And, it's important to note that it's incredibly slow, it's incredibly expensive, and the technology is not quite there yet. But who said that? It was Johnny Johnson. To his point, that is image to video, right? So with image to video, give it 5 years and you will have social media managers or content creators that are just able to drop in a picture, give it a prompt, and it's able to create, a 2-minute long, whatever, right? And that's the direction that this technology is headed. And that's what ViewCreator is for, is that we are going to be on the cutting edge of this, okay? Let's see here. So this here, update this to use the correct buttons. For this section, it is not using the correct buttons. So, let me know what you guys think in chat. Danny said an important part once we make this is to create a project rule that knows to reference that for all styling decisions, can help craft that if you need. Agents MD works great too. Oh yeah, we can add that as a memory, right? Yeah. George Nicola said, I like the output Gemini 3 provides. Wonder if getting Gemini Ultra is better or Cursor Ultra since it's the same money. I mean, yeah, so I do have a perspective on this now, okay? And I decided about maybe, what was it? It was like 2 weeks ago, I guess, now, when Cursor 2, when I saw the potential of it and I saw how good it was, I did decide to cancel my, what was it? Claude Max and my ChatGPT Pro subscriptions, just because the vibe coding experience that you have inside of Cursor is so superior to the CLI experience. And you guys know, it's like one reason that I started like popping off a ton is because I had that like super complex looking CLI workflow, right? And people would be like, how are you running like 8 agents at once? And I was like, because that was the best way to manage multiple agents, because in Cursor didn't yet have the agents editor. But once Cursor came out with the agents editor, and I can now, see all the agents waiting reviews, see the drafts, see all these things, like, yeah, this is better than the CLI workflow, like 100%. So, I'm just gonna be honest, I recommend highly that you use Cursor. And I'm not paid by them. I'm just, yeah, I always reach the Cursor limits. I'm probably already about to reach mine, but the thing is that, limits are a thing that, like, for example, if you're going to hire a developer, you're going to pay thousands of dollars, okay? And if you can pretty much have unlimited monthly Cursor usage if you are using, let's say it was this one, right? Or which one was using the right? Hold on, we got to find this. Maybe it was agents? Which one had the correct? This is frustrating. Hold on. Why do these buttons no longer have backgrounds? Review this in depth and make sure that it has the proper backgrounds. Right now it's just dark text, which is incorrect. It should be an actual button with a background section. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Slav Zoot said 100%. I tried CLI many times before and chose Cursor in the end of the UI and experience. It makes me more productive compared to CLI output. 100%. Create viral content with advanced AI. Okay, content scheduling. Okay. All right. Use components and the correct theme seen in the style guide. Is that the correct style guide? Wow, nice. add this page to, and I'm going to at roots.ts. All right, cool. Nice. Yeah, I use Whisperflow, Tarun. Yeah, thanks, Dan. Horzik said to ask Cursor, what are my core values? I'm like scared to ask. I'm not going to show that on stream. That's pretty cool. Finding Nemo said Gemini is quite good as of now. Need to prompt quite specifically sometimes, but it's great. Even checks against external LLMs for verifying information. Yeah. Sound Spectre said everything looks 10 times better now. Those small animations on the screen, it looks nice and polished. Thank you, man. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's made a lot of improvements for sure. Okay. Remove documentation from the navbar. That is not an actual page or route that we want people to have. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to be able to have, you know, a model where, like, 2 days ago, we did not have a UI model that's as good as Gemini 3. This model is so good at UI that we're now able to say, okay, let's revamp the entire site, right? And that's incredible. I mean, I'm very impressed by this model. I now need you to take a look at the footer and make sure that the footer has the proper links that the navbar has as well. Right now, they are not accurate or lined up correctly. All right, let's move up a little bit. Let's get back to standing. The standing desk is definitely clutch. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Also, let me give a quick shout out to new members of our Discord community. Let's see here. Big shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Eternal. Shout out to Santos. Shout out to Tarun. Shout out to Assault Lords Gaming. Shout out to a bunch of numbers, Ox6F6. And shout out to Axe. Thanks you for joining the community, guys. Great to have you. We have one of the fastest growing vibe coding communities on the internet right now because we just do. We're doing it real. And Ricky said, all your streams inspired me to use my standing desk more, and I was vibe coding for like 4 hours straight standing and didn't realize last night. Let's go. Yeah, it helps for productivity for sure. Damn, I'm dead. Thanks, Raj. All right, features, follow us. This looks good. All right, that doesn't look good. This does not look good. Can you remove it? It's all good. And Ricky said that Cursor is our CTO and CIO. Let's go. Your complete creator toolkit. Fire. Completely redesign this page. Slow motion. Don't know why that would be happening. So Rahul actually just asked a great question. So he said the UI is beautiful. Any tips to vibe code such UI? And here are my thoughts on it, okay? We have this new Gemini 3 Pro model, and this model is fantastic at UI. So, I had a video on my channel that went live this morning where I was talking about, I spent like 54 million tokens on Gemini yesterday, and I was able to completely revamp the user interface of the main site because it's just such a good UI model. So I wouldn't say are there any tips? I would say hey, Dan had a good tip where having a style guide to make sure that everything is in uniform and on theme is a good tip. I would say that, setting up your agents MD file with a style guide and having a Tailwind file, a Tailwind config file is important. Having a globals.css file is important. Making sure that you have shad CN and other modern libraries is important. But when you're using these models, it now is very, very easier than ever before to actually. And there we go. We actually got that working now. Perfect. Do you guys remember when we were? I don't even know if you guys remember that, but we did get that there. So if I go back here, is the buttons going to be fixed there? Nice. Wow. So now what about image to video? Awaria said, bro, Gemini 3 Pro best or Claude 4.5 Sonnet cursor? Yeah, so I, just right now, especially for UI, I'm going to be a Gemini 3 Pro guy for a bit. I could change that as I get used to the model and I realize, things that it's, potentially not good at. But for right now, I'm really, really impressed with this model. Let's now update this page. So and this is another reason why Cursor is so good is that, I'm able to just have this browser use inside of the vibe coding experience. It's incredible. Update the link component in the nav bar in the footer to now redirect to this page instead of X content calendar builder. Fix this. Danny, I just wouldn't even. Yeah, I mean, if you don't think that vibe coding is legit and is the future of development, then you're really behind. And that's really the thoughts of this community. So I have no problem for people that come in. I just honestly feel bad for you if you come in and you say stuff like that. It's yeah, the development is changing. If you have been developing for years and you are not sure about AI, I would just say, hey, make sure you're up to date with it and watch what's coming. I just wouldn't even draw attention to it, Danny. Don't worry about it. Sound Spectre said, I heard while watching some YouTube videos about Cursor that usage limits increase if you use the browser feature in it. Is it true? So I think that's if you are doing a lot of screenshotting. Yeah. Right now, so there's a difference between having the agent actually enact browser use and having it do a bunch of tool calls to enact the browser. Yes, that will use it. But what we're doing right now is, we have the browser open, which is not using tokens, right? We just have the browser open. It's when the agent actually we can do connect to the browser, right? And we can click browser tab. And then let's say that we asked it to go check the UI and confirm that it looked good, or that it looked right, that is when it's going to use more tokens, okay? Wow, this is really starting to look good. I now need you to create this page. Random stuff, yeah. Rahul, I did try anti-gravity, and I'm not a big fan. I think that it has a lot of potential, but not to the point where I want to use it, where I want to switch from Cursor to it yet. And there's isn't there a lot of rate limiting? Silent Spectre. Yeah, gotcha, man. Slav Zoot said, I've been recently using Figma Make to design the app. Convert the prototype into static screens, then Figma MCP those designs into code for cursor. You then have your designs really consistent. That's actually really good. Yeah, that's a great workflow, Danny. Yeah. Yeah, Johnny Johnson said it's the survival of the fittest with AI, 100%. Horzig, drop the GitHub. Drop the GitHub. I'll drop my GitHub if you drop yours. Let's compare GitHubs and we'll talk. Here's my GitHub if you guys want to follow me and check it out. There's a couple commits on there. All right. All right. I think Gemini 3 is better than Claude Sonnet. Yeah. All right. Image to video. Ooh, I don't like that. Guys, look at these components that it's creating, like just out of a one shot. Like, you know, not instructed. I don't like the gradients, but like look at this right here. I really like that. Update it to follow the blue theme and not that purple gradient. Also, integrate placeholders for the original image to the generated video so that we can actually see what it looks like and not just placeholders or dark. Make it placeholders. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're going to be live for a couple more hours. We're grinding today. All right, so there's the blue theme. Just got dropped in. Wow, look at this, guys. What the heck? That is sick. That is really cool. So, like, one thing that I notice when doing this is Gemini is really good at creating, like, these unique components here. So for example, you know what it just did, right? And we'll polish this, but I mean, that's pretty unique, right? Silent Spectre said, if I'm implementing, let's say, a button for something on my front end and I want it at a specific place on the screen, what's the best way to prompt the AI to do it? Like, what do you mean a specific place? I mean, this is pretty good. What about the image to video AI generator? ViewCreator. That's awesome. Yeah, Pyrium, this is pretty cool. Yeah. I wonder how many build errors we have. Let's get an agent start on that. And then this is where, for example, I will use Composer 1. Because Composer 1 is going to be fast for this. But we are going to have a lot of these, I would expect, right? So Composer 1 is going to be able to go a lot faster. Yeah, Finding Nemo, that's a good suggestion. He said for the image to video, you can make it so that you can kind of like slide it like that. Yeah, I've seen some like that, yeah. What is it even doing? Oh, it's putting apos in it. Yeah. Jeez. So this is why you use Composer 1, right? It's like... Real Linux, I actually don't know if you can update it with a Shopify site. Does anybody in chat know? Because, yeah, I'm not sure, because you can't open up a Shopify site in a Cursor IDE, can you? And Ricky said, spent a good 30 minutes fixing TypeScript issues for building last night. Yeah, that's why I use, like, Composer 1 if I'm ever doing, like, usually TypeScript issues are simple issues. You know, they can get fixed pretty quickly. This doesn't need to say... Hold up. All right, Pyrium said that you can edit Shopify theme, not the site. I have made customization using Cursor for a client. It's pretty good. No widows. Oh, jeez. Hello Windows. Yeah, that makes sense. A-Switch asks, have you seen Gemini 3 and Google's anti-gravity IDE? Yeah, so we're using Gemini 3 right now in Cursor. I'm not using anti-gravity yet because I did try it yesterday. And, you know, I don't think that just because Google released their own IDE, you necessarily need to, like, go, you know, jump on the bandwagon. I don't think that it's there yet, right? So in terms of, like, hey, am I going to use Cursor or am I going to use anti-gravity? I'm definitely going to be using Cursor still until they get things figured out. All right. All right. If you guys are watching, though, and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're up to 7,561 subs, so appreciate the support, guys. Community's growing bigger and bigger every day. All right, your command center. I don't really... I want to change this at some point. Are we still running build over here? Is this now building? Let's check. And again, you know, this is one reason that I like to use Cursor is just because I have my terminals, I have my files over on the right, I have my browser open here, I have my agent window, and then I'm managing all my agents over here. Like, you know, it really is good. Only BS said, do you also provide video editing features on the platform? Not video editing features, no. But, you know, I think over time we'll be able to do, but for MVP, no. I mean, we could ship this right now. It's building. You know what it needs to do though? It needs to be able to fetch the blogs while it's building. So like, for example, if we go over to blogs here. Oh, it's building. Let's give it a second to finish. Zach Woods said that he currently pays for Claude Max and uses Claude Code within VS Code. Any reason I should switch to Cursor? Yeah, I mean, so Cursor is the best vibe coding IDE in my opinion by a long shot. So, you know, when I look at it, when I look at Cursor, right, it kind of goes to what I was just kind of sharing. It's like, hey, I got my terminal, I got my agents window and manager right here. I got all the agents here. I can switch back and forth between the agents view and the editor. I've got my files over here. I've got my browser over here where I can enact like this search element, which is really helpful. It's just such a, you know, Chrome DevTools right here whenever I want. You know, it's just so good that, you know, I do think that, let's fix this. Where's Gemini 3? Fix this. You know, I just do think that it's so good. Rahul asked any deadline for completing the V1 and starting marketing. Yeah, so later on today, I'm going to be doing another stream. As you guys know, I'm starting a new series where it's like, we already did day 1, and it's just, so today's going to be day 2, and it's literally going to be called, the title of the stream is Day 2, Marketing ViewCreator using ViewCreator until 500 paying users. So we're going to actively be streaming the marketing in public and streaming what that process looks like. So today, for example, we're actually going to go back to the stream that I did, what was it, on Monday, and we are going to be actually cropping that up and creating shorts and clips and videos and posting them and publishing them from ViewCreator. And we're going to be publishing them to the ViewCreator channel, the TikTok, the Instagram, the Facebook, the X, all these different things, because as you guys know, marketing is incredibly important, and we're going to be actively increasing that more and more. And, you know, one thing I'm going to say is, you know, 2026 is going to be our year. You know, with entrepreneurship and when you're trying to build something like this, I think that you have to remember it's a marathon and not a sprint. So you have to stay alive long enough to be able to pivot and to be able to figure things out. And I think with the marketing, you know, we'll be able to do that because over time, we're going to figure out what works on the marketing side. But I will say from the videos that I have done on the marketing side, like a lot of them have gotten like thousands of views, right? So I'll post some short and it'll do like very well. So it's kind of nice. Jesse said, I've shared something on Discord. I'd like to have your feedback on it. Let me check it out, Jesse. All right, so this is a project from Jesse. So this is one of our mods. He's a great guy, so I'll give him a website review on stream if that's okay, Jesse. Jesse, let me know. Let me know if you want me to do a review on stream, because you've been really helpful. I'm willing to give you a review on stream if you want. Varun, how's it going? All right, hold on. Yeah, Whisper Flow is what I'm using. All right, one thing that just got a little bit messed up, though, is what happened to our breadcrumbs. Make sure that there are breadcrumbs on every single page. Yeah, Kimash said that I think your project is useful. Yeah, I do too. And, you know, it's interesting because I do have a perspective on it because, hey, you know, as a content creator and as a brand, I know the needs of this, right? I've seen this. You know, I know the needs of scaling on social media. So, you know, for example, when I saw Hootsuite, I knew that we could create a competitor to it pretty quickly, and I use Hootsuite a lot, so. Hold up, that's not gonna. Varun, it's good. Pause at you said that is beautiful. What's beautiful? And then I'm gonna go to public blogs, toss blogs in there. All right, let's see here. I mean, we're ready to push this here soon. And Ricky said Hootsuite is bloated. Does anybody know a good WhisperFlow alternative for Linux? I'm not sure. So yeah, so back to Jesse's website. I'm going to give him a quick review here, and stream, you guys can let me know what you think as well. But here is Jesse's project. He said that he just started this yesterday. It looks, oh dude, I really like this look at this cursor tracker that he did. That's cool. So this is his personal brand website. Yeah, I like it. I like the simplicity with the dark theme. I like what you did down here, the closure. Good job, Jesse. Look at that. Yeah, good job. Good job. Harvey King, you said that he's excited to see the marketing stream later. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Fernando said amazing. Yeah, so Alex, so you know what's interesting is I was a programmer at like the perfect time because I started learning programming as AI started to like really boom. So what happened was I was able to learn the basics at a time when the basics were very important, right? So I was a full stack developer, and I have like I learned on Codecademy initially. I actually have a video on this channel of going back, and it's literally a channel of me working on Codecademy and learning when I was in college, in my college dorm room. And it's kind of funny. I don't know, you guys will have to go back through my videos on my channel, but there's a video where I'm learning how to code. And, you know, it's just cool to look at how far things have come and to just know that now we have such incredibly powerful tools that we're able to do this with. It's incredible. Danny said that handy.computer works for Linux speech to text. Rahul said, any chance you'd review mine in a few days for feedback? Yeah, 100%. Okay, so this is working on that. Ensure breadcrumbs are on every page. So it's going to be adding these on a lot of pages here. Select dashboard. Image to video. Content scheduling. AI agents. Dashboard. All right, back. Review the title tags, description tags, and keyword tags for all of the pages that are in the nav bar. These are the most important pages, so I need to make sure that they are polished, readable, and follow best practices for title tag length, keyword length, description tag length. All need to follow the best practices. Review in depth and think before creating a structured README plan for how you will update each page with where the title tags were before and what they had before, with then your updates of how you will update each of those pages, title tags and description tags and keyword tags for SEO best practices. Oh, sorry guys, that was a lot. Oh my gosh. Oh wait, hold up. Let's actually drop the ViewCreator UI in there. All right. All right, guys, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I am live every single day. And also, if you haven't joined the Discord community, make sure you do that as well. I'm going to give a quick shout out to a couple new members of the Discord community. Shout out to Slavko. Shout out to Axe. Welcome, guys. I think Gemini 3 might be the king, guys. I mean, I will tell you right now, Sonnet would not be able to do this. What we've done even like today and yesterday. Zach Woods asked, was the project started using Gemini 3 or did you switch to it once it released? I switched to it. But most of these pages are now, like, pretty much all that you see has now been created by Gemini 3. We've pretty much touched the entire website with it. I don't really use ChatGPT Atlas, Simon. I think it'll get better over time, but, you know, right now there's just not like a lot of use cases for it, so. Great, now move forward and update all of these pages accordingly. Guys, look at this. Incredible. This is incredible, guys. Zach Woods, so technically we do use ShadCN. Yeah, and Ricky said front end is so good now, scary. Yeah. I mean, this is incredible. I'm very happy with this. If you guys haven't already liked the stream, make sure you do so. Rahul said, did you manage them like changing subscription plans midterm, upgrade down, like add-on credits refund? What do you mean? You may have to help me understand what you're trying to say. All right, let's move back up. Let's go. Also, big shout out to W Dan with the stream deck here. You guys see this? This is a stream deck, so if I literally just click on like different things, I can change the scenes. So like, it's pretty cool. It like makes it very easy for me. But I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Let's let this work. It's gonna be working for a bit, updating the meta tags. Yeah, I think ShadCN's pretty good. All right, and Ricky, you want push-ups? All right, guys, let's hit some push-ups. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Yeah, I have used anti-gravity at least. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. All right, all-in-one social media and AI content platform. That's cool. It's actually, that's cool. Look at how it like, that's cool. Dashboard. All right. All right, so something I need to check real quick is, Crickstaff said your setup is tough. Thanks, man. Yeah, Alan, so we've been trying Gemini this entire stream. We did it on yesterday's stream too. I really like it. So I'm just using it just because I like it. Why is there a candle behind the monitor? I'm trying to like see how, if I can like melt the monitor on stream. Just subtly. That's cool. All right, hold up. Payments. All right. Any reason? All right, so we're about to do some back-end stuff with Gemini. So we've been like very focused on front end. Droid Tech, I think I did see the, Are you talking about what Bridgemine Darius sent? Look at this.
This is the FBI! Open up now!
Alright, if you guys haven't already joined the Discord community, make sure you join. Oh shoot, I'm playing copyright music, which is fine, but... Yeah, I have used anti-gravity. I don't think it's anything like that you need to start using now. Also, guys, I have to take my trash out, so I'll be back. Let's let this work real quick, and then I'll be back, but give me 1 second. We back. We should have like a dance party stream. He wants to have a dance party stream. Jesse said, what if we do a GitHub review for our community? Abdul, these websites aren't for sale. It's for a business. ViewCreator. How to earn subscriptions. Also, if you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. It's crazy that, you know, we've been blowing up to the point where I think 100 watchers is just the app normal around here now. That's what consistency will get you. But yeah, if you haven't already joined our community, make sure that you like, subscribe, join the Discord. We have a great community, guys. Let's go. Man, Gemini 3 Pro is like just really good. So before we update, I just want to make sure that we actually have the logic for our new sign up system ready. I am going to have to create a new business. So we're going we can test this locally. You know what we'll have to do? So sponsor enterprise. So, okay, business monthly, business yearly, business ultra yearly, okay. Pro monthly, pro yearly, and then free. Okay. I don't think that there are no rate limits on Gemini 3 and Cursor. I've been using it literally. I mean, guys, do you guys want to see my usage for the past 24 hours? Since it came out, you guys want to see my Cursor usage for this? Let me know in chat. W's in the chat if you guys want to see how many tokens I've used and how much I've spent on Cursor in the last 24 hours with Gemini 3. Okay, so let me get my Stripe account launched here. Oh, oops. All right, W's in the chat, guys. I can pull it up. All right, you guys want to see it? All right, here it is. So last time I checked, I haven't refreshed this. We're going to refresh this right now. But last time I checked, we had spent $54.6 million on Gemini 3 Pro and $41, which was included in my Ultra plan. But now we're going to refresh, and we're actually going to see what is the updated view. Wow. All right, so far today we've used, what is it, 20 million tokens then? Which honestly isn't terrible, all right? But, I mean, it's included. But yeah, 75.9 million tokens in the last like 24 hours, basically just on Gemini 3 Pro. So 11 million input, 63 million cache read, and 490,000 on the output. So in total, $56. So this shows you like kind of the difference between GPT 5.1. So look at GPT 5.1 Codex High, right? So here I've used 185 million tokens for that model, but that was $51, right? But then for Gemini, 75 million, and I've actually spent more on Gemini 3 Pro with way less tokens. So you can see $56, it was included, but you know, that's definitely something to note about these models is that, yeah, I mean, Gemini 3 Pro is more expensive than GPT 5.1, and this is how you can, you know, you see it right here, you know? Yeah, 75.9, and you spent the most out of all the models in a 24-hour period, right? And I have had the max mode enabled for all of that, so, you know, that does, you know, show you why it's expensive, but, you know, that's one thing that you get here is I do believe in spending as much money as you can on AI. I think it's worth it now. I totally think it's worth it. All right, so we're gonna have to test this sign up flow. All right, so I'm going to say you can remove that code completely. We are solely focused on the All right, so I have to go over to my Stripe dashboard now, and what I need to do is I need to go over to Stripe, and this is a good test for Gemini 3 Pro because, you know, this is Gemini 3 Pro's backend functionality, okay? We've been doing a lot on the front end, but what about the back end, right? Backends are very important. APIs, very important. Database understanding, very important. So, you know, let's see how it's able to operate there, but I think the UI is a good testament to, it's a pretty good model. Pretty good model. Jesse, so great question. Shout out to Jesse in the chat. So guys, one thing I'm gonna share is that, so I was out of town this weekend. I was working on verification videos, so we weren't able to have our normal project sharing event, but inside the BridgeMind Discord, every Sunday, we have a project sharing event. And this event is an open invite to anyone that would like to come and share the projects that they have been working on. You come up onto the stage and you showcase your apps in front of dozens of members of the community. I think the last project sharing event had what? Maybe like over 100 people. So 24 people already have expressed that they're going to be coming to the one this Sunday, November 23rd at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to share this. Just as a reminder, we will be having project sharing this weekend. So yeah, so if you guys haven't already joined the Discord, make sure that you join the Discord. You can share your project, get people's thoughts and opinions. Julian said, so Cursor allows you to use all the latest AIs for a cost depending on usage. Yeah, so you do have included cost. You know, what did this even do? Did it edit anything? I didn't think it edited anything. Pixor, what do you mean? 9K? What, for the pricing here? Oh, I see your point. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Because this is what, 6 times the price? Yeah, you have a point. For the business plan should give them 10,000 monthly credits. All right, nice. Shout out to Pixter. Good catch. Quentin thinks that Cursor is too expensive and overrated. I disagree. I think for people that, like, if you already are knowing that you're going to spend $500 a month on AI, why would you get, like, a ChatGPT Pro plan? Like, if you just want to spend $200 a month, then yes, you should get ChatGPT Pro, and you're going to be good. You're going to be able to pretty much use unlimited AI, okay, for $200 a month with ChatGPT Pro, okay, with Codex, whatever you want, right? But the issue is when you want to spend more than that and you want a better vibe coding experience, you know, like even stuff like this, like watch this. Do you guys see how I've entered this here? You see how this is down here? Watch this. When I click new agent, it already has that prompt ready in the new window. Yeah. XLI said a good point. Yeah. He said if Cursor is overrated, what's a cheap alternative that actually works? Yeah. I think that's a good point. Yeah, Vibe Academy project is on pause. We're fully focused on ViewCreator. You know, with the potential of ViewCreator, you know, that's why I have up on the board today, I've written focus. And, you know, focus is incredibly important, guys, whenever you're trying to build a business or work on something of this nature and you have a mission that's driving you. Focus is incredibly important because with focus, if you're not focused, it's very difficult to make progress. And, you know, I wrote that up on the board today because I see the potential of ViewCreator and the potential is significant. So if I focus on this for 6 more months, how much further is it going to get? How much monthly recurring revenue is it actually going to generate? Like, we're at the very beginning stage of this. You know, I think that, you know, when you really put it in the context of how long we've been working on this project and where it's at currently in terms of where it's ready and, you know, what's built, and, you know, we've made so much progress in a very short amount of time. Gollum says that Codex is garbage. not said Cursor on Steroids is launched by Google called Anti-Gravity. I don't know. I don't like Anti-Gravity yet. They rate limiting after like 3. We'll see. We'll see. I'm open to anti-gravity, but maybe like once they get, you know, some time in, you know. Gollum said you should have it running in conjunction with Cursor. Yeah, so Gollum, yeah, I've used anti-gravity. I mean, I'm just not interested in it. I'm not interested in, I mean, absolutely, I think that it could be great. It could be a great way for people to be able to, you know, have another IDE. But you don't need to try or use another IDE or another tool just because it's new, right? I mean, I think that that can be like an issue in itself. Is it's like, hey, just because something comes out and it's new and flashy doesn't mean that you need to integrate it into your workflow. And right now, I'm happy with, oh, that sucks. You know, I don't really want to use anti-gravity, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, Droid Text, I agree with. When I'm not focused, days slip away. Don't let it happen to you. 100%. Yep. Gamer Clash said, which do you think is harder for the models, front end or back end? Probably front end. Because front end is so, like, back end to me is it either works or it doesn't, right? But with front end, there is like some design to it, and since it's an AI, you know, it's not it either works or it doesn't, it's more how good does it actually look, right? And, you know, I think that that's where it can get a little bit more challenging. Here's the playlist for anybody interested. All right, so let's try signing out. Well, right now we're working on the back end for Gemini. So if you guys want to see the Gemini and how good it is, we're testing it out right now. Oh my gosh. All right, hold up here. I don't like the sign up page and how it's styled. Make it more compact and professional and accordingly follow the theme. Also note that the password requirements I don't like, because it should have essentially like the different checkboxes according to what the password actually needs to be approved, and it should check each of them off as the user implements them. But right now, it's just styled terribly. There's a best practice for this. Think deeply and completely redesign the sign-up page with these best practices fully implemented and a completely new style. I don't know. So try that. You know, it's like, you know, and that's the thing about programming and how it's changing, is that you can now just talk to it and tell it what you want it to do. And the thinking of all the complex logic that needs to go into that is completely handed off to the model, right? And I think that that is what AI is doing. That's how AI is changing the world, is because, you know, I can now just speak to my computer and have it go to work for me, right? And that's just so cool. If you don't think that that's cool, you know, it's like, man, backend is easy on debugging, Gamer Clash said. That's helpful. Alex said that's not true. LLMs are better at front end because it's simpler to implement. Backend can be quite complex. Yes, so you do have a point. Backend can be quite complex, but if you do know what you're doing, I will say that backend is not going to be that difficult. Because if you know how the backend works, like for example with front end, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, it's like, if you know how it works, if you know what you want, you can instruct it better. Sven said exactly, on the front end there's already integration for the API endpoint, but on the back end there's checking for API endpoints to see if they are working. But on the front end you are already you may have to finish what you're saying, but yeah, I mean, I stick to that. I think that front ends are actually harder for AI to do in terms of to actually make them look good, right? I mean, backends are complex, there's complex logic, but if you are a developer and you do know what you're doing, I think that, you know, you can get a lot done. Max, what's good? No, it's all good, man. Good to see you. We've been grinding, though. All right, guys, we are 3 likes away from 100 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's go. Am I using any cloud services? Yeah, so I use AWS for networking. So this is like, you know, I've been a full stack developer now for 3 years. So all this, like what you guys are seeing isn't just me developing locally. Like this is all hooked up with CI/CD pipelines into an AWS infrastructure. So Pixter said, which backend tech stack you would recommend for a complex ERP system? I mean, I'm a Nest guy, so I would say Nest. Make it more compact and modern so that it's visible in a compact screen. Also, I did not like what you did for the password. Come up with a better solution for this. Also note that what are the best practices for password requirements? Because 10 plus characters seems excessive. What's the absolute best practices where I want it to be secure, but I don't want it to be not user-friendly, where users aren't able to use their normal passwords that they use because we have like super stringent password requirements. So look up the best practices for this and help me update this so that it does implement best practices. And you'll need to update the API DTO as well for this, but update the password requirements and also update the front-end styling of the page. So, you know, and then all I have to do is I just have to drop in the ViewCreator API and I drop in the friggin' sign up page. And yeah, we're off to the races. We're good. Shri, how's it going? Things are going good today. All right, I'll see you, Max. Yeah, I would recommend watching that video. Rahul asks, any tips on implementing the cloud services using vibe coding? Yeah. So I'm a huge AWS fan. I know that a lot of people don't like AWS just because it's expensive. I will say, you know, you can use startup credits. Like I got $1,000 yesterday for the startup credits, you know, and it's not that hard. Like all you have to do is, you know, apply for it and they'll pretty much just give it to you. But I got $1,000 yesterday from them. So that does take a little bit of pressure off of me on costs. You know, one thing that I will say is in terms of, you know, what I would recommend, I would say use CloudFormation and really learn how to get good at CloudFormation. If you're using AWS, you may be using something else. And I know that a lot of people use other things. For what do you also use Cloudflare? I use Cloudflare to prevent abuse. So you use Cloudflare because, for example, if, you know, you have an API, right? And your API is structured in a way that it's, you know, you just have it in front of behind a load balancer, right? So, you know, if you guys want to, I'll give you guys, hold on. Let's move the desk up and I'll show you guys how this works. That's a great question. All right. So while this is working here, I'll talk a little bit about how this works and how it's structured. And what I implement, we'll use a green marker for this. But this is how it works, okay? So let's say you have an API. All right, this is your API. So what was the actual question? It was, yeah, what do you use Cloudflare for? So yeah, so your API is gonna have like public routes. So most of the API is gonna be off-guarded. So you have to be off-guarded. It's like off with a JWT, right? So anything that's trying to access this, like let's say you have, you know, this is your load balancer, you have traffic coming in, it's gonna get blocked by like guards. In Nest, it's called guards. So For the setup and structure that I have something called a guard. It's literally in Nest. You can look it up. It's called a guard. It's called a guard. And I would have a JWT auth guard so that any logic coming into my API from the internet, you know, it's going to get hit and it's going to get blocked by the auth guard. But there are certain routes that should not be auth guarded. So this would be a route such as your, like these public routes, right? Like what would be a public route? Well, I'll show you right now. Your sign up needs to be public. Your contact needs to be public. And what you guys are going to notice is that, for example, on this contact here, that's also, it has a Cloudflare. And why does it have Cloudflare right there? Like, why does that exist, right? Well, let's go back. Are there any other areas where there's Cloudflare? Oh, whoa, forgot password. There's Cloudflare on that. Why are there Cloudflare elements on these routes? Well, the reason is because they're public routes. So in order to stop people from abusing my public routes where they don't actually have to be authenticated, like let's say you have somebody that just knows where my API is and they want to attack it, right? Well, most of the routes are going to be auth guarded. There are a few public routes, but in order to stop bot traffic or stop spamming, you can implement things like rate throttling. You can implement things like Cloudflare. There's like certain security implementations that you can use to be able to stop like bot traffic, and you know, that's just the way that I use it. So I hope that helps explain that. All right, so get started, free. I still want the password field to have some input text or some placeholder. Valento, Gemini 3 is amazing. It's probably one of the best models now. Let's go, Sven. Sven with the W's. Let's go. Sven, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, so Shri, invisible captchas are good. You know, you can set up invisible captchas with turnstile as well. We're using a managed one, and managed is actually sometimes better because what managed will do is, you know, it'll either automatically let it through, or so for most signups you'll see something like this. In a lot of cases you'll see Cloudflare that say this right here. All right, that's a lot better. That is a lot cleaner, guys. What do you think? Ooh. Alright, it looks like we have some issues here. Fix these errors that I'm getting on this page. And I'm telling you guys, it's actually really nice to just be able to click new agent and submit it to a new agent. All right, what's going on here though? What do I think about anti-gravity? I don't really like it that much. Apparently, Google fixed the anti-gravity app. Jesse asked, what do we know about the GPT-5 Codex Max model? I just got to know about it. Anybody know anything? That's not new, is it? Didn't it come out last week? Yeah, there's an issue here. Yeah. Review the sign up page in complete depth. There is a problem with creating an account. There is some type of issue with the Cloudflare system and the different requirements before the user can click the create account button. For example, I'll verify that I'm human and then click create account, and then just weird things occur. So I need you to actually test this out yourself using browser tools. I need you to go through the sign up flow yourself to test this using the email and password. Go through the flow. So I'm going to see, can we do this using browser tools, or because there's a reCAPTCHA will it not work? We'll see. Oh, 5.1 Codex Max just came out an hour ago. All right, Valigant. Okay, shout out to Jesse. So apparently this model just came out an hour ago. Man, I love when they're all competing with each other. All right. Let's go check out good old Sam. What's he saying? All right, nothing from him. All right. Codex GPT 5.1 Max. Can somebody drop a link in the chat? Jesse, could you drop a link? Max said that he managed to crack Gemini 3 and it made a kernel mode driver for cheats. GPT 5.1 Codex Max. Alright, hold up here. OpenAI. Alright, thank you, Max. Alright, so this just came out. Building more of GPT 5.1 Codex Max. We're introducing... Okay, so this just came out. Shout out to the Bridgemine mods. You guys rock. W's in the chat for Max and Jesse. W's in the chat. Alright, we're introducing GPT 5.1 Max. Our new frontier agentic coding model available in Codex today. GPT 5.1 Codex Max is built on an update to our foundational reasoning model, which is trained on agentic tasks across software, engineering, math, research, blah, blah, blah. GPT 5.1 Max is faster, more intelligent, and more token efficient at every stage of the development cycle, and a new step towards becoming a reliable coding partner. GPT 5.1 Codex Max is built for long-running, detailed work. It's our first model natively trained to operate across multiple context windows through a process called compaction, coherently working over millions of tokens in a single task. Wow. Okay. This unlocks project scale refactors, deep debugging sessions, and multi-hour agent loops. Dang. Okay. GPT 5.1 Codex Max is available in Codex today for use in the CLI, IDE, extension, cloud, and code review. And API access is coming soon. Okay, so this is only going to be available in Codex, not Cursor. And here they are. Here's the benchmarks, guys. Here's the benchmarks. Okay, so GPT 5.1 Max was trained on real-world software engineering tasks like PR creation, code review, front-end coding, and Q&A, and outperforms our previous models on many frontier coding evals. The model's gains on benchmarks also come with improvements to real-world usage. GPT 5.1 Max, Codex Max, is the first model we have trained to operate in Windows environments, and the model's training now includes tasks designed to make it a better collaborator in the Codex CLI. Okay, so here is the difference between GPT 5.1 Codex High and GPT 5.1 Codex Max. So huge difference, 13-14% almost. Wow. Okay. All right, so let's try this out. This looks interesting. All right, hold up. All right, so Codex. Do I have to run to install Codex again? Oh, geez. What's the command to update again? Update now. Thank you. Yeah. Dewey said that Google made Sam release what they've been hiding this whole time. Alright, so let's now run Codex. Try new model. Whoa, what is this? All right, here it is. Extra high. Oh, geez. Extra high reasoning for complex problems. Oh, shoot. I may have to buy the max plan again, guys. They may get me on this. Let's just do high. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. So GPT 5.1 Codex Max high. Interesting, interesting, interesting. All right. Also, guys, if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Yeah, Jesse, the back and forth with AI model releases is crazy. All right, so what should we test, guys? Is there like a good thing that you think we should test? Yeah, they got us again. Hold on, let's actually CD into the ViewCreator UI since we're working on that. All right. Joe Mason asks, can you use ultra high thinking just to see the speed of it? Yeah, let's launch a couple of these windows, guys. All right. Geez, the constant request of this is annoying. All right, so let's change this and we'll do extra high here to test the speed. Okay, so let's do... Alright, so we're going to try this. Ask Codex Max to add active scrolling. Alright, let's try this. So we're going to add active scrolling so elements load on scroll on the home page. Alright, shout out to Max for the prompt. Give me some prompts to try, guys. Do an in-depth review of the site and review the site and analyze everything in terms of SEO and create a README on how we can improve the site for SEO purposes. All right, let's try that. So these two are now loading. You know what's interesting? They actually said that it was faster, though. Did you guys see that? So right now we're trying, this just got released an hour ago. We're trying the new GPT 5.1 Codex Max, or High Max, I don't know. High Max, I don't know. So yeah, so we're trying a new model that just came out. Let's stand up. New model release on stream. Let's go, guys. This is sick. All right, let's get stand up here. And yeah, so these two, this is the High Max. And then this is like normal. I don't know. There's so many different versions of it. I don't even know what to make of it. But and then we have Gemini 3 in the background here. Evaluating lazy loading for scrolling. The breadcrumbs are fixed, Jesse, with this model. So, all right, is this done now? Hold on, maybe we can try Codex for this. Does this work, or is this still broken? Okay, hold up. Let's actually switch to a Codex workflow. Okay, let's, just because this model's new, let's give it a shot. Let's use the old Codex workflow, guys. Codex. Codex. And then let's bring the browser over here. So there's so many different workflows, you know? All right. So we'll run 6 Codex agents at once here. Codex. And we're only going to be working in the UI here. Actually, we're going to need to do a full stack feature too. So we're going to need a CD out, Codex, CD out, Codex. All right. Okay. So get started. Added a, okay, so this is already actually done. Did you guys see that? So I made a new scroll reveal component using framer motion to animate sections as they enter the viewport. So that's what it did on this homepage here. I mean, it did it, right? Was it like that before though? Well, let's try that on another page. All right, hold on here. Let's go to sign out. Go back here. All right, let's test if this is still working or if it's still broken. Bridgemind apps plus 180 at Gmail. Okay, I do want to update this. Update this page so that the user cannot click create account until they have properly entered the email, password, accepted the terms of service and privacy policy, and they are confirmed by Cloudflare to not be a bot. Then they can click create account. Yeah, the new landing page is sick. Okay, make sure that you review the front end page as well as the back end logic for this so that it all properly integrates. Yeah, I redid all of them. ViewCreator, UI, /pages, /signup. This, and then at ViewCreator API, /modules, or no, /src, /modules, what is it? Is it auth? All right, and this is the ultra high mode here. So update this page so that the user cannot click the create account until they have properly entered the email, password, accept the terms of service and privacy policy, and they are confirmed by Cloudflare to not be a bot. So I don't think Google 3 Pro was able to get that on the first shot, so I think this is a good test for it. All right, this song's fire. If you guys are new around here, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Pretty cool. Let's try the UI here. Completely redesign. Yeah, Jesse, we are using the extra high option right now. All right. Pretty cool. Push up time. Let's go. Let's get it. Also, guys, we're not going to stop streaming here until we get this pushed to production. Oh, Cloudflare. Thank you. You know what's funny is I actually did think it was Cloudflare. Cloudflare. What'd I do without you guys? All right. All right, hold on. So let's do models, and I'll switch to this this extra high model, and I'll do a great. Now follow the plan and actually integrate the suggested updates. Let's try the updates. Cool. Fadi Lights said that I've mastered the art of vibe coding. Yeah. Thank you. Let's move this over here. How much does this model cost, though? GPT 5.1 Codex Max cost? This is such a random release. Max, I agree. I noticed that as well. I kind of like it, though. Like, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm using anti-gravity browser, technically. This stream deck is sick. Sven, I see it as both. Definitely both. Wow, it's actually doing a really good job up here. There's a settings page. The heck? It's a weird find. You can delete this page. All right. Whoa, what the heck? Guys, that's terrible. You see what it did on the UI? This is what this one did. That's so bad. That is so bad. Why did it do that? It just overworked it. The performance so far, I mean, I don't know. That was bad. Sabuzz, thank you. Yeah, so I don't like that. I definitely don't like that. Do you guys see what it did for the sign-in page? That was just, like, really bad. All right, this one looks like it did work here. I do not like what you did. You added a bunch of content, and that was not what I asked you to do. I just asked you to... I liked what it had before, where it was just a centered form. Let's try that again. Revert to what it was, or let's not say revert. I literally... All right, let's... Oh, man. I don't want it to roll back all changes or something on the branch. I gotta be careful. I've made a mistake like that before, where I said, you know, roll it back, and it literally just took my entire Git branch and rolled the entire thing back. Hold on. Let's pull up cursor. I want you to push all the changes in these branches to dev that are locally. Use Git and push all changes from here to the dev branch for these repositories. All right. All right, just wanna confirm that I don't. Yeah, that's not good. Maybe it's better for logic though, and that's the thing is it's like I have seen the GPT 5.1 models are very bad at UI, and that's why I was so excited. XCarm said go to 21st Dev for inspiration. That's the thing. You shouldn't have to go to 21st Dev. The models should be intuitive enough to be able to create really good really good styling, right? And that's why. You know, when I saw this, when I saw how good Gemini 3 Pro was, you know, it really piqued my interest. I was like, oh wow, so. All right, so let's try this. All right, so now we are pushing to dev, so we should be good. All these changes are getting pushed. All right, yeah, we're good. Cool. Just want to make sure I didn't get absolutely screwed. All right, which one's done now, though? This one finished. This one's still working. Okay, so let's see if this did finish that. Let's do bridgemind apps plus 181. All right, and then verify. So do you guys see what it's doing here? It's saying sign up failed. Try a different email. Let's check terminal. Oh, I see what's going on here. Here it is. Fix this error. Fix this error in the API. All right. Man, they're really pushing this anti-gravity. Yeah, GPT for backend and Gemini for front end could be a good flow. So that's now fixed. So our API was down. So let's now test it here. Okay, the problem is that it's like, oh, plan policy denied. Why is this saying plan policy denied? Remember that the free plan should map to the starter plan. Can you identify what's causing this and fix it? Kevo, I think it's good to learn full stack development. But learn it in the context that the AI tools are now very, very good, right? I mean, the AI tools are so good now that you should be learning vibe coding as like the sole, that should be the sole driver. It should no longer be like, there is going to be no manual coding in 10 years. Like there's going to be none of it. 10 years, there will be no, like manual coding will literally be extinct in 10 years. Yeah. Like enough said, you know. Also, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Join the community. All right, so let's see here, guys. We are 4 subscribers away from 7,600 subs. Let's go. All right, hold up, guys. We're about to hit a milestone. We are about to hit a milestone, guys. I know we can do it. We've got 115 people watching live. I know that at least 4 of you are not subscribed. So if you guys have been in there lurking, you guys have been enjoying the stream. It's never been a better time to join the Bridgemind community. Let's go. 4 subs. Come on, guys. Let's get it. Look at the growth here. It's insane. Look at this. Boom. Like a rocket ship. Crazy. So, thank you so much for the support, guys. Yeah, we're 4 away, so if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do that. So let's test this out again. We'll do the same thing, right? Verify. There we go. Okay, nice. All right, guys, 3 away, 3 subs. Let's go. Oh my gosh, there's literally never been a better time to be alive. It's amazing. Kevo said, already subscribed. Good content. Thank you. All right, here is my code. Okay. So, note that credits should only be added via webhooks, never through front end or, you know, business logic. So review this and identify, why did I receive 25 credits when starting my free plan? It should have been given to me through webhooks. It's touchdown, said subscribe now. Good luck, buddy. Thank you, man. Let's go, guys. Let's give it a check. Oh my gosh, let's go! Let's go! Thank you, guys. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you guys. 7,600. You know, the goal is that we want to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year, okay? And I know that we can hit it. I know that we can hit it, guys. So if you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. And also, another goal is that we want to hit 1,000 members on the Discord as well. So right now, our Discord community has 849 members. So a big shout out to new members of the community today. Shout out to A-Switch, Berlin, Als, Julian, It's Okay Hottie. Welcome to the community, guys. I'm so happy that you have joined. And, you know, it's one of the fastest vibe coding communities on the internet. So, yeah, join in. And look at that, 7,603. This is incredible. I'm just going to leave this up. I appreciate you guys. Seriously. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's shrink this down. I wish I had like a, you know, like a sub counter on stream. I need to like get my stuff together so I can actually do that. All right. So this here is just making sure that nothing gets added through like front end signups. Let's go. W's in the chat for 7,600. And if you were one of the people that subscribe, shout out to you as well. Without your support, you know, I don't know where the community would be. So thank you guys. Also, to answer Garfield's, I use, do you use Polar or Stripe? I use Stripe. Yeah, I use Stripe. Also, let's see what it did with that sign-in page on that second shot. Yeah. So guys, you know, this is one thing about Codex is it's just not that good at front-end UI. And, you know, I'll show you guys this. We can hit this in one shot. Watch this. Completely redesign the sign-in page to properly follow the app theme at ViewCreator UI. And, like, you guys will see the difference of how good, and this is just from years of experience vibe coding, is that when I get a new model, I can, like, feel it. I don't even know how to describe it, but I can literally, like, I can tell if it's a good model at, like, a particular thing, right? And it's just from having all these models and having this experience. Like, I remember feeling the difference between O1 and GPT, what even was it at the time? GPT 4.0? Like, I remember being like, whoa, this O1 model is really good at back-end development, you know, and you could just tell, right? You could feel it. And, like, one thing that I will say is that these GPT models suck at UI. They're not good at UI. Like, the GPT models are just not good at UI. But I will say that the Gemini 3 Pro model is very, very good at UI. And you should know that, and you should be aware of that, because from my experience, I can tell that this is a very, very good UI model. So, also, what is playing right now? This is fire. About to get hit with a copyright strike, though. Let me get this off. Hold on. It's fire, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, where is Dan? I think he's working. Yeah, Harvey King said that he can always tell when a front end is devved by Claude because it uses a lot of emojis. I mean, guys, look at that. One shot. Simple. All we needed, right? Like, I'm telling you, this model is the best UI model that there is. Like, this thing is fire. One shot. That's incredible. I mean, guys, you guys see that? Look at that. And sign up. Wow. Even use browser tools to see. PNK Sound said that he used Gemini last night for a few tasks. It was exceptional. Yeah. Yeah, this is a really good model, guys. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Review this work that GPT 5.1 did and confirm that it followed best practices and that it followed the instructions. Review in complete depth and make sure that this is suitable work and good. If it did anything wrong or out of place, fix it. Or if there is other things that you could do, continue improving our SEO. Garfield said that on X, he's read that Gemini 3 is good at UI, but bad at the backend logic. Is it true in your opinion? Anyway, thank you for the answer. I love your channel. I click live and I enjoy it. Yeah, so I would disagree. I was able to one-shot a lot of backend features yesterday. So, you know, whereas I can't like yet give a like 100%, you know, XYZ, like this is the best model ever on this. You know, I can't say that yet, but what I will say is that from what I've seen, it's not like with, oh, and I'll give you an example. GPT 5.1 is not good at UI. Whether or not you use the high max mode, whether or not whatever mode you're using GPT in, it is just, unless it has like some sort of reference, it is just not good at UI, right? So, you know, I think that one thing that you have to note is that Gemini is very good at UI, right? And that's something that you need to understand. I don't know yet on Backend. It'll take some additional time to kind of get to know that and feel that out. But from what I understand and what I've seen, I would say that I think that Gemini is also capable on the back end from what I did yesterday. Just on what I did, I haven't used it enough on the. I've used it now enough on the front end. See you, Gato. Good to see you, by the way. I've used it enough now on the front end to know that this is obviously a very, very good front end model. Back end model, not yet sure, but from what I've seen so far, I do believe that it is capable on the back end. I would disagree that, you know, it's not like it's like, oh, it can't do anything on the back end. Like it's been doing great for me on the back end. So, all right, let's sign up for another free plan here. I mean, it did this, right? So. I'm not super impressed with the new GPT 5.1 Codex model, though. I think it's kind of just a model to be like, hey, we built something. Okay, so here is going to be a good test, okay? So let's go and let's say like this. So after I sign up for a free plan, I'm getting redirected to the subscription required screen. What's happening in test mode? Let's go to test mode and see, like... All right, so we need to take a look at this. So it did sign me up for the ViewCreator starter plan. So it did sign me up for the ViewCreator starter plan, but for some reason I got redirected to this. So look at this in depth and identify why I got redirected to subscription required, even though I already signed up for the ViewCreator starter plan, which is the free plan. It's just that in Stripe we call it the ViewCreator starter, but that is the free plan. So why did that happen after I signed up with BridgeMindApps plus 182@gmail.com? You can see the screenshot above that references the Stripe dashboard. Hold up. What happened there? Whisper. No, I think the verdict is still out on Gemini 3 Pro in the back end. Garfield said, wow, I love the new UI of the website. Do you use Gemini 3.0, like the icon, the style, the sidebar? It's much better. Yeah, so we did use Gemini 3 for the website, you know, and it made just so many improvements. It's incredible. PNK, let's go. Fooled by Prime said, question, how many users are committing code to your repo? Do your agents commit code as themselves with unique usernames such that if you look at the repo history, you see which model agent did stuff? No, so, you know, it's just I use the agents, right? And I'll do a bunch of work like in my local, like I use in my dev branch, right? And then at the end of the day, I push the code, right? Offer John said, what's the idea of the free plan? Are you giving ability for users for X amount of time? Yeah, so the free plan is like really, really limited, but it does allow users to, you know, sign up and start free without a credit card. They get 25 free credits, but there's like a bunch of limitations. But it's just a way for us to be able to allow users to use it, you know, without paying, right? Brain Character X said next stream when. So I'll be live tomorrow, obviously. I'm probably going to be live again later for the marketing stream that I told you guys about. So that's probably going to be at like 4. I wanted to get this up. Also, why did it not? That's something I noticed with Gemini 3 is it sometimes like just stops, which is weird. But yeah, how long has this stream been? All right, 3 hours. I mean, I'm going to keep working. Like, I'm locked in, guys. I'm not going to stop working. So I'm sorry if the stream's getting too long, but I just love working, guys. I just love vibe coding. I love working. So let's just keep going. I'm going to use the restroom, though, but let's let this do its work. And we need to fix this bug, so let's see. And this is a good test of Gemini 3 on the back end to see if it's able to pinpoint what's actually causing this bug, right? So I think this is good. All right, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. All right, let's get it, gang. Fooled by Prime said we'll be here on Thanksgiving weekend. Mark my words, 100%, man. 100%. Oh, Jesse, I like that. I like that. I like that. All right, let's do. Jesse said he has a plan. Whenever he goes out, let's spam the chat with W's. All right, let's try it. I'm gonna go out of the room. If I come back to W's. All right, chat, I'm back. Hey, let's go. All right, okay, so one thing that I will say, so I am going to want to do another stream today where I'm going to be marketing ViewCreator using ViewCreator. So I just want to have like an hour break so I can get some food before that, but I can keep going, guys. That stream is probably going to be at like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jose, what's up, man? Good to see you. Let's go. But yeah, I think that this is going to be working for a while. Gemini 3 Pro is really examining the logic on this one. I think this is a really complex error. The Stripe starter free variable is missing. Okay, so I do think that because of all of the environment variables, I'm going to have to actually, I want to keep streaming, but in the next 23 minutes, I do want to solve this, and I'm going to have to deal, you can see that it strongly suspects the Stripe price starters, and I do need to check the environment variables and like work with a bunch of keys, which are sensitive. So I'm going to end the stream here, But guys, I will be live again in like an hour and a half, I guess, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is literally an hour and 23 minutes from now, to do the day 2 of marketing ViewCreator using ViewCreator. So if you guys enjoyed the stream, I'm live like 1 to 2 times every single day. Again, you know, we're on a mission. This is just day 79, and there's going to be no stopping this mission. So with that being said, have a great rest of your day, guys. I may see you later, but if I don't, appreciate you guys spending the time to watch today. I will see you guys tomorrow or later this afternoon if you want to tune in for the marketing stream. But with that being